calls emergency security meeting, acts quickly. Cybersecurity has been breached. Over 150 countries have felt the impact of these attacks. What do we do next? President Trump seems to be on the right track. When he got word of the attacks, and just how massive these breaches are, he decided to take action. The president called an emergency meeting with Homeland Security Advisor Tom Bossert to address this threat immediately. The meeting was confirmed via a CBS News correspondent on Twitter. This attack is something that should not be taken lightly. There have been over 100,000 organizations that have been breached, according to Dennis Michael Lynch. It is rumored to only get worse from here as employees return to work Monday morning. President Trump realizes what could happen as a result of business being non-functional, organizations being shut down, and the overall panic that would start to set in. The type of virus in question is commonly referred to as ransomware. It works by installing on your computer, then it will usually shut it off and then turn it back on. Once it is back on, you will be stuck at a screen that is requesting payment. It will tell you that you have 20 hours to pay, or all of your information will be erased. Now you see why it is called ransomware. We have to explore the question as to how other people in our country would have reacted to this situation. We know that former President Obama would have likely come out and tried to sympathize with the hackers. Oh, your demands are not being met? We better send them all the money they want and more. If they need any help or anything along the way, tell them to feel free to do this again. The sad part? The statement above is something Obama would say. He would try to justify it in some crazy way, and they would get exactly what they want. We know that it is going to be a little different under President Trump. Trump is not going to play their childish games. He is going to work on seeking them out and destroying them. We could not agree with him more. They need to be arrested and never allowed to come back out. The first attacks began on Friday. They are believed to be the largest cybersecurity attack the world has ever seen. Fox News reported that it has impacted Britain's hospital networks, Germany's national railway, and government agencies, as well as businesses around the world. There is currently a hunt to try and track down the people involved so that they can be arrested and we can start getting things back to normal. It is going to take a lot of work to get the situation resolved. Hopefully, Trump's meeting is going to help come up with a solution to track this person down. It may take a little bit of time, but we will find them. It is so refreshing to have a president that really cares about us, this country, and our future. He is going to take this problem seriously. We can rest easy knowing that he is working tirelessly to get to the bottom of this issue. Breaking: Trump just said that one word about Comey that left Democrats speechless. Donald Trump decided that today would be the day he would shut the Democrats down once and for all. His plan was so simple yet so perfect: answer their questions. During his press conference, today with the president of Chile, one of the reporters asked Donald Trump straight up, "Did you, at any time, urge former Director Comey in any way, shape, or form, to close or back down the investigation into Michael Flynn?" Trump's answer was the last thing that reporter was expecting, or wanted. A strong no. Now, if you watched that video, you could clearly see that the reporter was trying to be sneaky and pull a fast one over on Trump. That's why he wanted to read his two questions at once. His goal was clearly that he was hoping to ask the Flynn thing and the law-breaking thing at the same time, then play gotcha with the president. Luckily for us, Donald Trump is way smarter than these people in the press and knew his dirty scheme. He knew what was coming and forced the reporter to break his questions into two pieces. When the reporter asked the second part, whether or not Trump believed he had ever committed a crime as president, Trump shut him down and called the whole thing total nonsense. Look, the burden of proof is on the accuser, not the accused. So far the Democrats have provided zero evidence of Trump colluding with Russia. It's not Trump's job to disprove an allegation, that's the law. Help Trump end this nonsense witch hunt once and for all by sharing this to all your friends. Also, remember they are only doing this to win 2018, so get out there and vote next year. Denis Kucinich just revealed what is coming next. Former Representative Denis Kucinich, DO, warned that the deep state is trying to overthrow the government back in February. Intelligence officials have uncovered transcripts about Michael Flynn. Kucinich told Hannity to warn the country on Wednesday. Denis Kucinich, well, you have a politicization of the agencies. That is resulting in leaks from anonymous unknown people, and the intention is to take down a president. This is very dangerous to America. It is a threat to our republic. It constitutes a clear and present danger to our way of life. What is the motive of these people? Who's putting these leaks out? Why isn't somebody coming forward to make that charge and put their name and their reputation behind it instead of attacking through the media and not substantiating their position? Game changer: President Trump just gave Sheriff Clarke the job of a lifetime. Sheriff Clarke is now going to be joining the Trump administration. He announced it on the Vicki McKenna Show, according to the Gateway Pundit. Sheriff Clarke made this announcement and said that he would be joining the Trump administration in the Department of Homeland Security. Sheriff David Clarke will now be the Assistant Secretary in the Department of Homeland Security, according to the Budget Pundit. If you remember, this is what Sheriff David Clarke had to say about the Second Amendment. Trump and Mr. David Clarke are going to kick butt and take names. Geraldo Rivera defends Trump and crushes hugely hostile media in rant no one expected out of him. Even though Geraldo Rivera is considered one of Fox's liberal reporters, he went on a rant defending President Trump that any conservative would be proud of. There have been multiple charges against the president this week, and Rivera was able to argue against every single one of them. Attack Trump with reckless abandon, and it tanks #stocks, spreads uncertainty among our allies and joy among our enemies, wrote Rivera on his Twitter. Whatever you think of Trump, imagine how daunting it is to go to work each day surrounded by rats, he wrote. Very good. Goodbye. Billy Ray Cyrus makes emotional announcement about Miley. Over the past few years, singer Miley Cyrus has gotten a reputation for her hard partying and drug using. That's why it came as a relief to her fans when her father Billy Ray Cyrus revealed that Miley has turned over a new leaf. Right-wing news reported that Billy Ray said his daughter has gone back to her roots with her new album. Miley Cyrus digs deep in her soul, he said. I think she just kind of found herself at a spot where it was a good time to lean into her roots and just enjoy the music process, and dig deep in her soul. She's got a great album coming out. Miley herself has also said that she is now off drugs. I haven't smoked weed in 3 weeks, which is the longest I've ever gone without it, the singer said. I'm not doing drugs, I'm not drinking, I'm completely clean right now. That was just something that I wanted to do. With her new album Malibu, Miley said she was relieved to go back to her country roots. I've got a tattoo of Johnny Cash's autograph that he gave me when I was a soft-little girl that says, I'm in your corner. Dolly Parton is my soft-F king soft-godmother. The fact that soft-country music fans are scared of me, that hurts me. All the soft-nipple pasty st, that's what I did because I felt it was part of my political movement, and that got me to where I am now. I'm evolving, Miley explained. Great news. Guess who just came out in support of Trump? Media silent. The media just can't catch a break lately. Their liberal media is so destroyed that one of their own has just turned on them. They won't acknowledge that, of course. Condoleezza Rice just came out in support of Trump. During an interview on the Global Politico, Rice said, I think, for instance, to say to the Chinese, if you don't deal with the North Koreans, we will. There's nothing wrong with that message. I think to say to the Syrians, we are not going to sit by and let you gas Syrian babies. I think there's nothing wrong with that message. I think to say to Vladimir Putin, yes, I want to meet with you but at an appropriate time. I see nothing wrong with that message. That's right, The foreign policy expert approves of Trump's messages to North Korea, Syria, and Putin. Hearing Condoleezza Rice speak is a sharp reminder of what secretaries of state were like before Hillary Clinton took the mantle. There's no self-interest, just focus on what is best for America, and, as a second priority, what is best for the world. Rice is capable of understanding the nuance of global events. Unlike the mainstream media, she does not see Trump's discussions with Russia as some kind of treason. She recognizes that Trump has taken a hard stance with China. In fact, it is a position of strength that is in the best interests of us, our allies in Korea and Japan, and even the suffering people in North Korea. She also seems to understand that President Trump's Moab response to the Syrian gas attack was also reasonable. You can't kill children on our president's watch. In fact, just before the 16-minute mark, Rice even talks about how she's looking forward to seeing Trump's support of Israel. Won't that be a hard one for the liberals to hear? The truth is, politicians with grace and America focus can overcome the inane accusations of the media, and the Democrats, to look at Trump with honest eyes. Well, relatively honest. Rice still clings a bit to the Russian narrative. I imagine that's the only part of this interview the media will allow their readers, or what few readers they still have, to hear about. Although Rice pretends Russia is an issue, I bet she will still lose the favor of the deep state. Now, when you move away from their narrative in any way, punishment is sure to follow.